Hey y'all, welcome back. It's a brand new year. Today is the 2nd of January of 2022. All right, a very fabulous year ahead for many of y'all. I'm going to go ahead, I don't like to waste time. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the meditation portion. If you want to close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, okay, and release them. Center yourself on your heart space, okay? Remember, anything that you receive here, you should always make sure it resonates for you. And if it does not, do not try and force it to make it resonate for you. Okay? So go ahead and close your eyes. Let's get started. Ancestors, spirit guides, guardian angels, we welcome you here into this reading for the collective. Whatever messages that you have, any confirmation, advice for the collective in their spiritual journey, I ask that you help me to deliver it in a manner and in a way that everyone understands and can find useful for them. Help me to intuitively interpret the messages the way the ancestors, spirit guides, and divine spirit wants me to. Help me to move myself out of the way, my ego out of the way, and not let this be about me, but about the collective and how they can move forward in their spiritual journey. All right, go ahead and focus on your question or whatever messages or whatever that you're needing advice on. And if it comes out, it comes out. All right. Okay. I'm actually going to do a pile reading. So this is going to be pile 1. If someone wants to make, the little number things that they run across this video for me, the timestamps. But I'm going to start with the Wisdom Oracle first. Okay. And I'm going to see what this story is. So this will be the beginning of pile 1. All right. Conscious collective, what messages do they need to be aware of? What do they need to know while they're on their spiritual journey? All right, so I've got the number down to 6 for the shuffling, y'all, so it won't be so long time. All right, so if you picked pile 1, this is the Wisdom Oracle deck, and the first card out is Deep Knowing. All right, for many of you, you have the gift of knowing something without knowing how you know. Okay, you're blessed. Okay, so you have deep knowing and you're blessed. What if this blessing, this is a gift? Okay, for many of you, you have a blessing coming up, or many of you know you have something coming up. Yeah, you have come to the edge and treasure island. Okay, so this deep knowing, some of you all have a spiritual gift here that you don't know about or you're about to walk into. Okay, this come to the edge says that you're about to walk into a time that is extremely blessed. Like this has been fated. You're walking into destiny right here, and you have Treasure Island. So for many of you, Treasure Island talks about journeys. It talks about going to the sea. It talks about romance. It talks about financial stability. It talks about abundance, prosperity. Excuse me, I'll have to take a quick sip of my tea. My mouth is a little dry. All right, but this is comes to the edge. This is you. Someone here, Spirit is preparing you for some sort of reward. Okay, some sort of blessing. And so, come to the edge. Spirit is asking you, some of you are like in this in-between phase where you're leaving one world and you're walking into another, and maybe you're reminiscing or something. But come to the edge is like you're being prepared. You're getting ready to step into something new, or you have already stepped into something new, okay? So yeah, blessed. Wow, that's 2 beautiful, 3 beautiful cards already. So this is, pile 1 is already starting off this new year very beautifully, and for some never-ending story. Okay, so clarify, what is this never-ending story about? There's something you keep telling yourself, pile 1. What are you telling yourself over and over? Is there's something that you're doing over and over that's working? Maybe you're doing affirmations. Okay, maybe you're doing something repeatedly and it's bringing you into some sort of treasure island. There's something you're doing that reminds me of repetition, because a never-ending story, is actually, that could be someone's, I think, isn't there a movie, a never-ending story? Didn't I just watch that? As a matter of fact, there's Ashland. It's like a never-ending story. The name of the book, Never-Ending Story, in Ashland, right? I think that's the name of it. Gosh, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But this talks about, you could be 37 watching this. You could be a life path 9. This is actually 2 9s back to back. So this actually is very beautiful. 9 talks about conclusions, endings, wrapping up a cycle of completion. Because right after that, you have 10, which breaks down into 1, which breaks down into new beginnings, right? So for many of you, you're closing out a chapter, an old cycle, and you're walking into something new. And maybe God has been leading you or guiding you, or your intuition has been telling you that something is coming, something is happening, but you don't see it, you can't see it yet. And this is the time where maybe Spirit is just preparing you to come to the edge. Maybe you're on the edge of something, you're waiting for something, okay? You're waiting for this treasure island, okay? And the reason why this is happening is because you keep telling yourself, you keep doing something over and over. Maybe, I don't know what it is you're doing over and over. Okay, there's something here. Okay, that's the message for someone. And then there's also a second message. Okay, so there's something you keep telling yourself over and over, and it's not for you. Okay, there's something here that you keep doing repeatedly, and it's not for you. There's maybe some sort of pattern, some sort of thought pattern, some sort of behavior, some sort of cycle. There's something here that Spirit is saying it's not for you. It's not working for you. So it's something you're telling yourself is not working for you, and you need to change it. So that's also that's a clear message in there. Never-ending story and not for you. Someone, you keep telling yourself someone is for you. It's really not for you. Something you keep doing, something you keep repeating over and over is not for you, okay? So for the first part of that, it is more for something you are doing. Treasure Island with a never-ending story is something you're doing repeatedly that is bringing you to the treasure island. For some of you, there's something you're doing repeatedly that is actually hindering you, and it is not for you. And so you're asked to look, you're being asked to change, all right, to make a change there. When it's something not for you, then you've got, in order to walk the journey, you've got to figure out what it is, and you've got to figure out how you're going to address it, okay? You can't just let it linger there. You've got to figure out how you're going to address it in order to move forward. Okay, or you're going to come back and repeating some of these same cycles because there's something you're doing that's not working for you at a spiritual or a soul level. And so you're going to have to come back and revisit that and figure, that's where that shadow work comes in, where you're figuring out, okay, what's not working for me? What's hindering me? Okay, it could be something as simple as a spending habit. Okay, it could be something as simple as drinking. Okay, overly, anything that you do in excess that, anything that in excess that's not balanced, that you know, if we're all being honest with ourselves here, anything that you know you do in excess that you really shouldn't be doing in excess, right? That's actually hurting you and not really helping you, okay? That's not for you. So you've got to figure out if you're eating too much sweets. You got to figure out how am I going to cut down on the sweets? How am I going to substitute? And it's not a race, y'all. It's not a race. It's not a race on how fast you can stop doing something, how fast you can change up something, okay? How fast you can lose weight. This is not a race, okay? This is your life we're talking about. So if there's something that you know you need to change in your life that's maybe not healthy for you mentally, physically, or spiritually, then that's something that you've got to figure out how you're going to address it, how you're going to release it, okay? And it may not be an overnight fix. It may take you days, weeks, months, even years to move past something in order to see a healthier version of you. All right. No man, everybody's life is their own. You're not on someone else's time clock. I mean, time is an illusion. Okay. So you have to figure out, how am I going to change this? All right. And you can't get mad at yourself, or you can't get down on yourself when it seems like it's taking you longer than maybe it would somebody else. Remember, we all have our own vices, our own experiences, our own lives, our own motivations, you know, our own subconscious and things that we're not even aware of, that our body, our subconscious and unconscious knows that we don't even know about ourselves. Okay, until you start looking within yourself and really digging out and digging through and sifting and finding out who you are at a soul level, you really, you really don't know what you're dealing with, what you're capable of, okay? You don't know what you're capable of because for many of you, you have not explored the limitless possibilities that your mind or your body is even capable of. You're too afraid. You're inhibited by your fears, your phobias from a past life. All right? Poised. For many of you, you realize that through this transition, you're finding things out about yourself. Okay, you are learning yourself, and spirit is now saying, come to the edge because you're poised, you're ready to take off. Okay, come to the edge, and poise is like 2 cards, take off. All right, like you are poised. You're right at the beginning. You're getting ready to step into something magnificent here. All right, and you're just waiting to come to the edge. All right, flexible. Okay, whatever this is, maybe for many of you, you need to practice more meditation techniques. There's so many different meditation techniques. Maybe you need to practice yoga. Okay, being a bit more flexible. Maybe for many of you, this blessing is you're going to have a lot more flexibility to be able to do what you want to do. Okay, maybe this is the blessing that many of you are looking for, is having the flexibility, the time to be able to pursue your heart's desires without having to worry, okay, how you're going to pay for stuff, right? So this treasure island, for many of you, this is your blessing coming through, okay? The freedom to be able to be flexible with your life, to be able to choose what you want to do or where you want to go, okay? For many of you, that's the type, or spirit could just be asking you to just remain flexible, okay, as things shift and change, okay? All right, comes the edge. All right, to the sea. Wow, we got treasure island and to the sea. So for many of you, this is about taking a trip overseas, or moving to the sea, or going somewhere where there's water. Okay, for many of you, you may live near water, okay? But I feel like this is taking a dive into your emotions, perhaps. Come to the edge. All right, come to the edge to the sea. For many of you, come to the edge to the sea. There's a treasure island, a never-ending story. For many of you, you're getting ready to take a cruise. You're getting ready to take a trip overseas. You're about to get ready. Something dealing with overseas, okay? Something dealing with ocean, water. There's a lot of blue here, okay? There's, let's get some more. I want to see where this is going. Spirit. Can we get some more information here? Didn't I say that in between worlds? I said that earlier, didn't I? In between worlds. For many of you, yes, you are in between worlds, okay? And you're getting ready to embark on this new journey, okay? That's what this is about. Somebody's getting ready to TikTok. It's only a certain time. All right, whatever this is that you're supposed to be giving up, all right, there's a TikTok, there's a never-ending story. For many of you, you're about to step into this new life very quickly. From this moment you watch this video, I'd say in the next 1 to 4 weeks, all right, within the next month, okay, you're about to step into this new way of living, this new life, okay. Excuse you, sir, you all in my reading, move, skippity paps, excuse you, thank you, all in the camera. You got your Showtime on, huh? Yes, you did. All right, yeah, so for TikTok, so for many of you, this is, whatever this is, you're not going to have too much longer to dilly-dally, okay? Things are about to really take off for you, okay? So, let's see, one more. Yeah, I went on a whole pause there. I feel like this was chopped wood. Fork in the road. Okay, yeah. So something here, a decision has to be made. Yeah, for many of you, you're making a decision between somebody or something. Okay, and someone either is not for you. There's somebody here that is something, or so there's a person, place, or thing that is not for you, and it is time to release it. You're at a fork in the road, and it's just I'm feeling like the first. There's like two different messages I'm getting here. There's two different energies I'm reading. Like the first part of y'all ready? Y'all about to jump into this new adventure. For many of y'all, this is about to be travel. This is about to be a new way of living, a new life. All right, new independence. And then over here, I feel like for some of y'all, there's something you need to release. There's somebody you need to release. There's something you need to release. Okay. And Spirit is saying you need to make a decision soon, because TikTok, in order for you to really have this life, okay, of this flexible life, this blessing, okay, you're at a fork in the road. For many of you, you're ending something and you're beginning something new. All right, you're closing a chapter out and you're moving into something new. And there's a fork in the road. You have a decision to make, okay? Yeah, breathe. For many of you, this poise with this flexible, breathe is about meditation. It's also about yoga. It's also talking about the different breathing techniques you can do in order to ground your energy, or to activate your light body, or experience the Kundalini awakening. Okay, there are many YouTube videos on there. If you're curious about that, I would ask that you go take a gander at it, research it. Okay. Yeah, leg up. So, y'all, I had to pause for a second. It was the music in the video. I was like, hold up, what was that sound? So I know I got 3 cats, but they don't sound like that. All right. So we got a leg up. So for many of you, you need to relax. You need to breathe. If there was something that you were really concerned about, or you were anxious, or you were in your emotions or feelings about, okay, you are being given a leg up. Okay, some sort of helping hand, some sort of opportunity, something here. You are being given that. That's why this blessing is here. Okay, this blessing is a leg up. That's what this blessing is. It's a leg up. It's going to give you some sort of opportunity to be more flexible, okay, as you move to the sea, as you transition in between these worlds, as you go after Treasure Island, okay? Come to the edge and to the sea. What is this about? Can you clarify? Give us a little bit more insight. Go the distance. Oh my goodness, y'all, I can't make this up. Y'all see how these cards are falling? All right, Spirit. Spirit is here. Come to the edge, to the sea, go the distance. All 3 cards right here are about travel. Come to the edge is about preparing, beginning, stepping into something new. To the sea means that you're going towards something, okay? And then going the distance means this is taking off. This is going as far as you can with as much as you can, okay? Yeah, go the distance is definitely travel. There's a cheetah here, and there's a race stripes, okay? And there's a sand. For many of you may be traveling to a desert, okay? You may be traveling somewhere in the Middle East, okay, or Africa. All right. Wow. This leg up. And many of you could be traveling somewhere cold, okay? There's a polar bear here, so there's definitely a chance someone here could be traveling to the colder parts of the world, okay? There's flexibility. So whatever this is, you're going to have the flexibility to travel wherever you want to go, wherever your heart desire, overseas, land, okay? Because this is beautiful, okay? What else, Spirit? What else do we have here? This is a beautiful spread to start the new year off, okay? This is some amazing new year energy, okay? Just remember that co-create. While you're in between worlds, you're asking to manifest and co-create with Spirit. When we talk about co-creating, I'm talking about those inspiration and ideas that you get when you're in the middle of doing something creative, okay? Say like playing an instrument, painting, singing, writing, journaling, blogging, photography, things like that. Anything that really stirs your passion, okay? In those moments that you get those inspiration and ideas, okay, that's what Spirit wants you to manifest and bring it to fruition. And Spirit is asking you trust the process, okay? But while you're in between worlds, you need to co-create, okay? The treasure island it comes when you co-create with Spirit. When you begin to manifest with Spirit, then that's when the treasure island really comes to you. And while you're in between worlds, okay, this is the best time to really set your intentions, especially this is new moon. 2nd of January is new moon energy, okay? So you can co-create with Spirit, okay? And tonight is definitely a perfect time to set your intentions. If you watch this on the new moon, okay? All right, what else, Spirit? Anything else? Anything else for the collective? Observer. Okay, yeah, it's 6 tops. So something needs to be observed here. So you're watching something, okay? For many of you, you're astronomers or astrologists, okay? You watch this is asking you to watch, I feel like this is asking you to watch the stars. There's some sort of important date. There's something here that deals with numbers is what I'm sensing. This is energy I'm sensing because we got tick-tock, which is a clock, and then we have observe, and a telescope is pointing towards the sky, the moon, actually. And so I would say that there is something here important with the date and time. Something is going to correspond or line up here. And you're being asked to observe the stars in the heavens as something plays out in your life, okay? As you co-create, as you make this decision, okay? I feel like this is about divine timing. And you're gonna have a front row stool, okay? A front row seat to your own life. I don't know if that makes sense. You're going to see just how perfectly the hand of God has played into your life. Okay, you're going to see the masterpiece that God has created when there's something here is really, Spirit is really calling someone to observe. Building blocks, okay? For many of you, yeah, you're starting over. This fork in the road is you starting over and having to build your foundation up from the rocks up high, right? So what are you building your foundation on? Okay, what is it your heart center? Okay, what is your mantra? What do you live by? What are your values? What are your goals? All right, what do you value? Who do you value? These are things, the core principles and values at the heart of anyone's foundation. Okay, whether it's yourself as a foundation, your family, or a home, or whatever it is, you have to have some sort of compass that says, this is who I am, okay? This is, how can I put this? A lot of people don't know what they're capable of, right? When they begin to start out or build something or do something with the greatest of intentions, and oftentimes those greatest of intentions can lead us to make some of the worst decisions of our lives. And so you have to stop and ask yourself, what is my integrity worth? What am I worth? What are my principles? What are my values? Okay? You have to be able to govern yourself before you can govern anyone else. You got to know who you are, because somebody else can come up and tell you who you are. And if you don't know who you are, then you'll believe them. And that's where you get illusions and the lies come in, where people start telling you what you are and what you aren't. And when you believe those things, they in turn, okay, begin to put limitations on your life. And so then it becomes a chore of you having to undo all of that damage and trauma and all those naysayers and negative thinking patterns. And now you have to reprogram your mind as you empty out all of the garbage You've got to put in, you've got to reprogram what you've taken out. But you got to put in the content that's better. You got to get rid of all of the garbage, and you got to put in all the treasure. And it's up to you to determine the treasure that you put in your mind. All right? Garbage in, garbage out. If you put garbage in your mind, you're going to push garbage out. If you fill your mind up with treasures, you're going to put treasure out. So think about that when you're building this new life. Think about that when you're starting this new relationship. Think about that when you are building this project. Think about that when you're meeting new people for the first time. What you put in life is what you get out. Right? I feel like that's the story for Pile 1, okay? That's the story for Pile 1, y'all. I think y'all might have, that's the message. There was a message in there. All right. Now, we're going to do Pile 2, which is the energy oracle. Okay? Figure out how to do these timestamps. All right. What messages does the ancestors and spirit guides have for the collective for Pile 2? Pile 2. So we have the Angel of Strength is here. All right. So this could be, you could be a Leo watching this because you have the Lion. You could have a Leo in your chart somewhere in the top 3. Okay. But Angel of Strength, you have a Angel of Strength, and you have Archangel Michael here with the first chakra, which the first chakra is red, and it deals with the physical stability and security and self-sufficiency and the responsibility of the self. Okay. If you have issues in your lower back area, your adrenal glands, your blood, like blood disorders, your skeleton, talking about like bone deficiencies, your feet, your knees, hips, teeth, nails, rectum, and spine. Okay, you could have blockages in your first chakra. Okay, this deals with your connection to the earth and your survival instinct. So basically, this stems if you have any childhood trauma, or you've haven't been taken care of properly, you've been neglected, grew up in abuse, or anything of that nature, or trauma. Okay, you could have issues in your root chakra. Okay. Your first chakra. And there are different meditations and different techniques that you can use to open up the first chakra. Okay. All right. Angel of Strength is here, is also the door of romance. For many of you, you're about to enter into a period where you're about to be either dating or courting, or you're about to meet someone, okay, of a higher caliber of love. This is also about some of your sixth chakra is also opening. Okay, that is your third eye. That deals with your wisdom. It deals with detachment, discernment, inspiration, knowledge, and trusting also in a higher source. This is where you get your intuition from, your imagination. So if you have blockages in your pituitary gland, your eyes, your nose, your sinuses, your head and face, okay, that could be associated with your sixth chakra, your third eye. There's different meditation techniques. You have to find the one that works for you. Okay, there are different ones. Finding the sound frequencies, working with different sound frequencies, especially associated with the chakras. Archangel Metatron, calling on Archangel Metatron to help you open up your third eye. Okay, listen to certain sound frequencies as well. Using certain products that does not have fluoride in them. Okay, drinking spring water or alkaline water. Okay, changing up your diet, things of that nature. For many of you, during this time, you are having third eye activations, okay? Especially if you've been on this spiritual journey for a while. For many of you, your first and your sixth eye are open. And I feel like the door to romance, which also governs the heart, okay, I feel like for many of you, this year is going to be a time of financial, didn't I just say heart? And then we got a woman holding a heart. Wow. Okay. For many of you, okay, you are being given financial stability in this year, and you're also walking into a time of romance, of a true romantic soulmate or divine counterpart. Okay. You're being shown the truth of something. You're receiving downloads. Woman holding a heart. There's also, this could be, this could be you holding a heart. You're ready. Okay. For some of you, your heart is held up. Someone has your heart all tied up. Okay. So your heart may be blocked here. And I feel like this is for a woman in particular. You could be 44 years old. You could be 40, 33, 23, 35, or 50. Okay. For many of you, your heart chakra is closed off and is tied up because there's someone that you're still holding on to. You're someone that's still in your energy field that you are needing to release. And so this could be, ask Archangel Michael to help you energetically cut cords to people that are in your past, because we tend to hold on to people either through attachment things, if you have any of their old possessions. The hardest thing to get rid of are memories. You can't get rid of memories, but personal effects, okay, and energetic soul ties are something that you can really work on to try and disconnect, because memories fade over time, right? But a woman holding a heart here and all tied up, I feel like there's some sort of connection here. I feel like there's maybe a soul tie, all tied up. This is an energetic soul tie, okay? And so you might need to do some, you might need to do some cord cutting. Okay, there is an opportunity here for you. Walking away, anxiety, okay? So there's something you're walking away from. There's something here you're walking away from. Either you're walking away from an opportunity, or you're walking away from someone. You're really anxious about walking away from something or someone, and it's giving you a lot of anxiety. Okay, and it could be causing issues in your root chakra as well. This anxiety, you're walking away from something that no longer serves you, and it could be a person, place, or thing, okay, or an opportunity. This could be something that provided stability for you. That's also what I'm seeing here. You could be all tied up. Something here had you all tied up. It could have been a person that had you all tied up, but they provided some sort of security. All right, whatever this was, it was supportive. It was loving. It was solid. It was secure. And now that you're walking away from it, you're finding the strength to walk away from it. Okay, you're having a lot of anxiety. Okay. But the angel of strength is here. All your angels is here. Plus, look at this. You got healer of the ages coming out. All right. But that spirit is saying something that you walked away from, that maybe something you walked away from is being healed. Okay. The situation at hand is being healed. It's being taken care of. Okay. For many of you, you're going through this metamorphosis of healing, of letting go, of releasing, of reclaiming your power back from something that once had, taken a lot from you. Okay. And maybe you feel some sort of anxiety, and that's okay. That's okay. Okay. Because your spirit team will never leave you and never forsake you. Okay. You're following their advice. Yeah. So for some of you, you're in the garden and the gate. You have the key to open the gate and to leave. Yes, the garden is beautiful. It's a beautiful place to stay. It's to temporarily stay, but not to live. Okay. So this was temporary. Whatever you're walking away from, I feel like it was a temporary holding spot to prepare you for this next leg of your journey. And so you had to go through this. You had to go through this journey. Okay. Whatever it is that you're walking away from, they gave you anxiety, or that's giving you anxiety, okay? You're realizing that you actually have the key to free yourself. For many of you, the key lies in your third eye, okay? The truth transcends illusion. Once you take the key and you open your mind, okay, and you see things for how they clearly are, okay, you're going to have a hard time continuing to deal with something, okay, that is not good for you, that keeps you all tied up, whether it keeps you tied up mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever is that's keeping you tied up. Maybe it's somebody attached to your heartstrings. Maybe it's somebody attached to your purse strings. I don't know. There's something that's keeping you all tied up. And the reason why it's keeping you all tied up and you're afraid to walk away from it is because it gave you some sort of security, whether it was security, that spiritual security, or that sexual security, or that financial security. Okay, whatever it was doing for you, now that you're having to walk away from it, you're experiencing the anxiety that's coming with walking away from something that kept you all tied up. But Spirit is saying, don't worry. The issues what you're going through is being healed. It's being worked on. Your spirit guides is attending it. You're also doing the work. You're also healing. Okay, you realize that at any point in your life, you have the key to move outside of the garden to paradise. Okay, you do know that staying in the garden is nice for a while, but true paradise is on the other side of that gate. Hey, did you hear that? Y'all heard him? Confirmed it. Say it, Spot. He ain't meowed the whole time. Yeah. For many of you, the hostilities, ooh. Well, this is almost like a love reading, but for some of you, you're dealing with a broken heart. Someone hurt you. Someone really hurt you. That's why you're all tied up here. Okay, or something hurt you. I'm not gonna, there's two messages here, but someone broke your heart. He's got a sword and is pointing at her heart. Okay, that's why your heart is all tied up here. And you're walking away from something. All right, man holding a coin. This could have been, man holding a coin is the earth sign. So, what is that? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. And so, you have finally walked away. Victory. And wow, y'all, victory. And you decided to take the temple path. Wow, y'all. Look at that. Look at this. Attachment. Wow, the sun card. Yeah. Okay, so for many of you, this story is someone here broke your heart. Okay. And that's why you were all tied up. And you decided to get victory by taking the temple path, letting go of the attachment that you had to whoever this was, so that you could be illuminated and you have the moment, you have the sun, you have the victory. You got the victory and the sun here. By deciding to take the temple path to focus on yourself, you're getting the victory. Okay. Whatever that you walked away from that was giving you some sort of anxiety, for many of you, you walked away from multiple things. It wasn't just a person, it was a place. Okay, it was friendships, it was family members, it was toxic coworkers, it was toxic friends. Okay, toxic family. Okay, I don't know, care who this doesn't even have to be a relationship. This could be talking about friends. This could be talking about family. Someone here did something wrong. Okay, there was an injustice done, and it left somebody feeling some sort of way. And this person have had to learn how to heal and pick themselves up, all right, and move out of the garden, all right, to find their victory on this temple path towards the sun. And that's just as simple as that. When you let go of whatever this is keeping you in this brokenheartedness, okay, you're going to find your sun. You're going to find your victory. When you start focusing on you, you're going to find everything that you ever desired. But you got to let go of what's keeping you tied up here. It's time to let go of it. And when you let go, if it's meant to be, remember this, if it's meant to be, it will be. And if it's not meant to be, then don't worry about it. God will bring you something better, someone better. Okay? Yeah. I still feel like this is a romantic reading because the second chakra, that definitely deals with sexual energy. I feel like this may have been a partner somebody was with. Okay, could have been married to, could have just been, you know, whatever it was. Okay, but yeah, this is a romance. This is a romantic reading for some. So if you chose pile 2, I feel like this is somebody's situation. All right, you're going to have victory in the end. You have to let go, okay, and focus on you. The temple path, you're the temple. Understand that you are the temple. Focus on you and you'll be given victory and sun, illumination. All right, happiness, success is yours. Okay, let go of these attachments that no longer serve your higher purpose. All right, we're gonna close. Wow, this was a really powerful message, y'all. Oh my goodness. I felt that hostility. The broken heart card didn't come out, y'all. There's a broken heart card, and it was hostilities came out. Somebody did some shiesty stuff to somebody here and really broke their heart. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if you went through that. I have been there. I know that feeling. Okay, I'm sorry, but you're gonna get the victory, don't worry. All right, so the last deck I feel like I'm gonna go for is the Sacred Forest Oracle. Let's see what the fairy folk have to say. All right, this is for my pile 3. We're at 41 minutes. Hey, my phone haven't shut off yet. I took a long break, y'all, a long break. Because I went back and forth. Anyways, y'all ain't trying to hear that. We here for the message, right? Okay. Ancestors, what messages you have? Renewal. Ooh. All right, so for many of you, you're going through a period of renewal. Either some of you, transformation. This renewal period is bringing a transformation to many of y'all lives, okay? You're going from the caterpillar to now you're about to be a beautiful butterfly, okay? You're spreading your wings. You have went through this whole cocoon, okay? And now it is time for you to be birthed and born, okay? This is for many of you, you are being reborn this year spiritually, all right? You could be, wow, new beginnings, y'all, new beginnings, the 2nd of January. All right, yeah, renewal, transformation, and new beginnings. Good grief, y'all. Tell me we're not tapped into the energy of the new year, okay? Transformation. For many of you, you're about to experience new beginnings in career, new beginnings in relationships, new beginnings in, I don't know, life. Shoot, take your pick. Traveling, okay? Many of you are about to have the freedom to do whatever it is that your heart has been desiring. You went through some sort of transformation. You've shed some old skin, some old illusions. You have left some people, places, and things behind, okay? Because you knew that you couldn't take them on your journey and they had to go, honey, go, all right? So renewal, when we talk about renewal, some of y'all been birthed in the fire. Y'all been dipped, baptized, and birthed from fire. The rising phoenix, okay? That's what this transformation. Some of y'all emerged like beautiful little beautiful little, what is that? Fireflies and butterflies. And some of y'all just burst forward like a dragon, you know? Just reborn. Poof, worlds, here I am, all right? Some of y'all was reborn into fire, and some of y'all was reborn gently like the little butterfly. Trust. All right, the biggest transformation here is you learning how to trust. Trust yourself, okay? Trust spirit, trust your spirit team, okay? Just learning to trust, okay? Protection, okay, yeah. So for many of you, you are very protected. You're divinely protected, okay? For many of you, you are your guardians, okay? There's a stag here. There's a stag here in the background, which talks about being a leader. For many of you, you're protector of the animals. You're protector of the kingdom, the animal kingdom of Mother Gaia, okay? And so Spirit is calling for you to have trust in this new time as you step into this new leg of your journey, going after your heart passions. There's some sort of freedom here. For many of you, you're being given your wings, okay? You're being given your wings, literally. Freedom to take off and pursue your heart passion. For many of you, you are being called to step up and be a sacred earth keeper, okay? You're here to protect Mother Gaia, her land, her animals or creatures, both big and small, those that sit high and low. Power. For many of you, the dragon is here, okay? You have the ability to tap into your own power. Some of you don't even understand the extent of your power, how powerful you are yet, okay? You're still in the baby stages of growing. You've been through a couple of rebirths, but you don't yet quite understand the extent of your power. And so, but also understand that as you do begin to understand the power that you wield, all right, I say this all the time, and I don't care how cheesy and corny it is, with great power comes great responsibility, because you can see the war that we're waging out here when power is not used in the right way. When what the gifts, the spiritual gifts that we're given in this world, when we take that knowledge and we use it for nefarious purposes, okay? So just be mindful that how you use the intentions of how you use your gifts and how you co-create with spirit, okay? It's about choices and consequences, okay? So just remember that everything that you do, everything that you think and say, okay, it has a consequence to it. Your choices have consequences, okay? Especially if it's not thought all the way through. So learning to wield your power with integrity. Learning to choose, okay? I'm not saying, look, we both know that both good and evil must exist, okay? So one can't be without the other. So if you choose to take that route, then that's the route that you're going to choose. If you choose to not, enlightenment, prosperity. Many of you are being enlightened. All right. If you choose to use your power and your spiritual gifts for nefarious things, then just know that you can expect the same in return, okay? If you choose to use your spiritual gifts and things for the betterment of mankind and humanity, then that's what you're going to receive back, okay? All right? You can't just make up your own universal laws and think that the other laws that was here before you and I don't exist, okay? So there are laws, and yes, there's people who bend those laws and stuff, but I'm talking about cosmos laws. I'm talking about karma, okay, and dharma. Okay, what you do to something or someone else, okay, will in turn, all right, affect you. It may not be in this lifetime. It may be the next lifetime. But just remember that everything that we do has some sort of reaction down the line. Doesn't necessarily have to be a consequence. It has a reaction. Okay? So you can't just think about the first and second order. You have to think about the third, fourth, and fifth order of things when you're making a decision. But yeah, anyways, enlightenment. For many of you, you're gonna be going through a period of this renewal, this transformation has brought some sort of enlightenment, some sort of spiritual knowledge, or something that you've seen, that you understood, that you come to terms with, okay, and it's also bringing you some sort of prosperity, okay. So right now it's a lot of cards. That was way too many. So many of you, this is a time of abundance and prosperity. All right, honey, going with the flow. Yeah, because you've learned how to just go with the flow and trust, okay? Trust in these new beginnings. You're being rewarded with some sort of prosperity, okay? You've learned how to trust. You put your trust and faith in the right source, Okay. And now you have the courage, okay, joy, and refuge. So in the time, because you're learning, you learned during the time of refuge, when you're going through the valley, you learned how to find joy, okay, through trusting God, by allowing the flow, by allowing something here to just flow, okay, having the courage. You have to, I'm picking up some sort of, someone here has learned, how to experience joy by being in the flow of the moment. They've learned how, some sort of trust has brought joy and illumination. Okay, there's something here. Someone here has manifested something. Someone here has manifested, used their powers to manifest some type of freedom, and has learned the power of what it means to be in the flow of life, to experience the joy of life, to trust in the new beginnings of life, to allow spirit There is so many multiple. The reason why I'm pausing, y'all, is there are so many multiple messages here that I'm filtering through, and I'm struggling to get them all out. Okay, for many of you, this is for somebody here, you need to up your protection. Okay, you are protected, but you need to do some sort of physical protection as well, some sort of grounding. There's a hummingbird here. I feel like if you I feel like that if you have a hummingbird tattoo, okay, there's a chime there. If you have a hummingbird tattoo, you need to get some actual physical protection. And I'm talking about metaphysical protection, or you can get mace, or if you know how to carry a weapon. I don't sense anything dangerous. I just sense that you are a guardian for someone. Someone here is a guardian. And you may have, there's something important here with hummingbirds. This is a very curious message. This is a very unusual message. This is not clear. Some of you are finding the courage to trust again, all right? I had to sit here for a moment. Purification. For some of you, you're going through a period of purification. And in order for this, okay, now this refuge card is making more sense, because the refuge card was throwing me off. Okay, because you had freedom and then you had refuge. So refuge is like going within, okay, or going or hiding, retreating from something, or finding shelter in something, okay, finding shelter, and that fell out under freedom. But then next to it was purification. So for many of you, you're going through a period of eternal purification, okay? That may be the power that you're experiencing right now. There's a Kundalini power awakening within many of you during this time, and you're going through a period of purification, and it's allowing some sort, you're experiencing certain emotions. You're experiencing some sort of joy, unrenowned joy, okay? You're experiencing this, for many of you, you're getting ready to experience freedom, or you're beginning to want to be you're finding your refuge in freedom, okay? The ability to be unrestricted in some sort of manner. That is your power. For many of you, you can't operate in your power unless you're free, okay? And so you've had to go through this purification process to cleanse and wash you in order to prepare you for this new beginning here, this transformation. This is what this transformation, okay? I feel like this is a past and a future energy. For some of you, you've already gone through this transformation, okay? And this is what you're bringing. This is why I'm picking up two different energies. And maybe more than, it's almost like it's three, okay? For many of you, since you've already gone through this transformation, this purification process, and you're in the flow of life, okay? You're learning to trust yourself. You're having the courage to trust yourself, trust God, and trust your ancestors, because you now understand that you are divinely protected and that you are also a guardian yourself. And because of this is giving you such joy. Now that you're being ushered in your blessing of freedom, you're experiencing so much joy. And that joy in turn is allowing someone here to go through this process of purification, okay? And this purification, it fell out under power. So whatever this trend, this is a spiritual, I feel like power and purification is like a spiritual, somebody don't want me to talk. Because I'm tuning into the energy. Someone here is going through a spiritual transformation. Someone here has finally understood the power of the Kundalini, okay? And you're being purified from the inside out. Your light body is activating. Somebody here is going through a light body activation, an initiation, okay? And okay, that's where I'm going to end that one, okay? Man, y'all, I want to pull another deck for pile 3. Okay, the other two did not get that, but pile 3, I want some more information. Because that looked like a separate initiation of some sort. That looked like, we talk about purification, that's something that happens during the transformation process. So there's a purification happening, meaning that there may be another initiation coming up for some of you. So I want to pull from this deck. Y'all saw how I struggled with that one. I didn't struggle like that with the other two. That one did not want me to get out the message. Wow, fortune's wheel, luck and right timing, overwhelm and plenty. Okay. For many of you, this is what that purification process or that transformation, that new beginning is bringing you, some sort of fortune's wheel. Overflow and plenty. So yeah, some of you, you're about to be raining blessings. You're about to be raining blessings. It's a possibility for union. This is also talks about there's a possibility for two souls to meet, to re-meet, to reconcile, or there is a possibility that someone is on the other side, wants to reconnect with you at this time. Okay, it is a new moon. You could be 23, 43, or 47 watching this. Oh my goodness. The power of community gathering around. For many of you, this person, this luck and right timing, okay, this could be happening within your family circle, your friend circle, okay, this reconciliation. This could be just talking about spending time with family or friends, or maybe there's a possibility of you reconnecting with an old family or an old friend or a lover at this time, okay, or spending more time with people other than by yourself, okay. But because this is a possibility with union and the power of community, I feel like this is a reconciliation with some people from your past. Or it could be just meaning, yeah, the cross. Didn't we just say, y'all, I can't make this up. Didn't I just say that? That's why I wanted to pull this, the initiation. I felt like somebody was going through an initiation process. Y'all, look at this. The crossing and initiation. I told you, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But when spirit be like, I felt like that was another initiation. Like somebody just crossed the thresholds, and you're moving into this period of flow and trust, right? And now this is talking about the initiation. There's a purification, a light body activation that's going to happen for somebody, and it's going to bring them luck and right timing. They're going to have some type of prosperity and abundance and reconciliation with someone. This is an initiation. This is the blessing. I'm almost tempted to stop it right there, y'all. I'm almost tempted, root girl. All right. For many of you, this is the time where you're going to go back. This initiation that you're about to go through is about to take you through another layer of your soul, okay? And this is where you're going to reclaim the root girl or root boy, the disowned self. For many of you, that spiritual awakening I was just talking about, for many of you, you are about to go on the spiritual awakening, okay? And this disowned self, this root girl, this root boy, the part of you that has been traumatized since a child. This talks about there's a shadow side of you, that something that happened to you in your past as a child that is unresolved, and spirit and your soul team is telling you it is time for you to address it so you can have some sort of healing and move forward in your spiritual journey. Okay, this spiritual journey is not just about somebody is about to come into their blessing because of something they've done in the work that they've already done. Now, this part of it, this initiation, this is for somebody who's on their spirit, getting ready to start their spiritual journey, their spiritual awakening. And where you're going to want to start is at your root chakra, the first chakra. For the first 21 days, whatever the situation that happened in your life as a child that is unresolved, that you are still mentally torn up about, all right, I want you to do the Ho'oponopono meditation. It's 4 simple lines, and you do it for 21 days, and you can listen to some form of relaxing music. You don't have to be sitting cross-legged. You can be doing anything. You could be showering, you could be cooking, you could be cleaning, but you say this for 10 minutes a day, these 4 simple words, and you think about the situation. All right, and you say these four sentences to that particular situation. And you may not feel anything the first 10 minutes. Heck, you may not feel anything the first 5 days or the first 10 days. But what's happening spiritually on a level is you're healing. You're beginning the process of healing something that traumatized you as a child. Okay, and now you can say, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. All right. So basically saying I am sorry is you're telling the situation that whoever was at fault, okay, you're saying I'm sorry. If you were at fault, you're saying I'm sorry. Okay, there takes 2 people in everything, and it doesn't matter if you were the victim. In this situation, you're telling yourself, you're apologizing to yourself. You're learning to forgive yourself. Okay, it's not so much about forgiving the other person, as you have to learn how to forgive yourself. Right. So that's why now you don't have to say I am sorry. Some people have hangups about saying I am sorry, but the definition of the term sorry is to be apologetic, right? It doesn't mean like loser, but some people have associated sorry with the term loser. So that's why people have some trepidation when they talk about saying I am sorry. No, that's not initially what the term sorry meant. It meant to be apologetic, to be remorseful of one's actions, right? So that's what I think of when I say sorry. So you're saying, I am sorry. All right, please forgive me. So maybe that's to the child, the disowned root self. All right, you're telling that child that experienced that, I'm sorry you had to experience that and you had to go through that. Please forgive me. It wasn't my fault. I didn't know better at the time. I love you, thank you. You can say thank you or I love you first. There's a simple, basically when you're saying I love you, is you're telling that situation or that child within you, is you're giving the child the love that it didn't receive in that situation or whatever happened. And thanking you, you're thanking the universe, you're thanking God and spirit for helping to heal the situation, okay? Because what you're doing is you're learning to heal it energetically, spiritually, all right? Because as you heal it energetically and spiritually, as above, so below, all right? The outer circumstances will begin to better themselves, okay? That pain, that remorseful, that guilt, that resentment, that grudge, that anger, that fear, everything that catapulted you to this moment of where you're acting out something that had to do from what happened to you as a child is now being resolved, is now being healed, okay? So that's what we talk about when I'm talking about the Ho'oponopono meditation and saying those 4 simple sentences for 10 minutes a day for 21 days. And it may not take you 21 days to experience the transformation, but the key is to actually say it with meaning and to feel it, all right? To actually become one with yourself, one with your heart, to tune into yourself, all right? And that's, if you really want to heal something, that's a part of the healing journey, okay? So how much time you spend working on self, that's a part of self-care and love, is to really healing, defining the aspects of yourself that you believe have been damaged and hurt from some past experience, and learning how to heal that and transmute that pain. That's what this spiritual journey is about. It's not just about manifesting money or manifesting your dreams or learning how to escape the matrix. All right. This is truly, this spiritual journey, this spiritual awakening is waking up to how we can live healthier, holistic lives. Okay. So that we can all live interconnected with one, in peace and love and harmony, instead of so much, fighting and anger and violence. All right. This spiritual journey can be very beautiful, but it is also, it's very enlightening, because you're finding out so much about yourself, so much about other people. And it takes a lot of time to process this, and there's no one shoe fits, one size fits all narrative. All right. Everyone's experience and everyone's journey is different. And the sooner that we can acknowledge that and recognize that and be okay with that, the sooner everyone can move forward with their own lives, instead of saying, oh, that's not true, or getting caught up on the truth everyone's truth is going to be their truth. All right. I don't even want to get into it, but anyways, for many of you, the root girl. I don't know why I went into that, but that's what you need, especially if you pick Pile 3. Okay, you're getting ready to go into a spiritual awakening. That's going to be one of the first steps, is going back into your childhood and acknowledging. And for many of you, you don't even know. For many of you, you don't even realize that you experienced some sort of trauma. And I'm gonna leave that there. For many of you, you don't even know that. So you have to get into your own psychology and your own understanding of what you think, trauma is. I'm not saying everyone has went through some sort of trauma in the childhood. Okay, it could be as simply in adulthood. Your whole life just fell apart. All right, you lost your job, your marriage, you're penniless, whatever. Your whole life could have turned upside down. And that's because that's part of the spiritual awakening, is that everything that was a lie that you built around yourself, all of the illusions had to come tumbling down for you to really find out who you were under all of that. And when you find out underneath who all of you really are, that scared little child, okay, still feeling abandoned and lost, okay, and victimized, that's when your healing will really begin. You've got to stop making yourself the victim and telling yourself the same story over and over. It's time for you to tell yourself a different story It's time for you to remake yourself. Groupthink, mindful. For many of you, your mind is full and you need to take some time out to get grounded, to meditate, okay? To find a center. There are different forms of meditation, and it could be as simple as listening to music, taking a walk in the park, doing some yoga. All right, walking through a garden, okay, sitting and staring at an ocean, okay, praying, okay. All of those are forms of meditation, okay. You have to find what works for you. Nobody's here to say this is how. Now, there are some forms of meditation are meant to be done a certain way because that's where it's how it's most beneficial. But you have to find the technique that works for you, that works for your mind, body, and spirit. Nobody can tell you that, okay. Nobody can look at you and tell you that's what's going to work for you, because only you know you. And if you don't know you, you need to take some time out to getting to know you. Yeah, right now you're in a winter's dream. You're in a gestation period. So if something isn't really happening as fast as you want to, it's because things are manifesting and happening in the background of the divine matrix that you have no control over. And so you're just learning how to surrender. All right. For many of you, you're learning how to surrender and go with the flow and trust in the divine creation and know that they got your back. Okay. And they're going to bring you this prosperity, this abundance, this wealth, this romance, this career, or whatever it is that your heart's been desiring, because you've done it. You've done the work. You've committed, you've stayed the course, and you've done some sort of work, and you're going to be rewarded for it. Okay. Yeah, limitless possibilities, stars in the sky. For many of you, the sky bridge just came out. Wow. Possibility for union with the stars in the sky, limitless possibility. This is talking about, I almost feel like for many of you, you may be connecting spiritually with someone in the 5D. For many of you, you don't even realize it, but you have been connecting spiritually to someone, your divine counterpart, or to a family member or a friend in the spiritual, the astral realm. You've been meeting in dream states, okay? And there's some sort of limitless possibility that's happening. You're being offered, the stars is the limit, okay? Basically, it ain't the sky, it's the stars, y'all. All right, so someone here, your ancestors, I feel like there's someone working in the 5D to help manifest some sort of opportunity, some sort of a limitless possibility, like this freedom that many of y'all are being given in PAL 3 is going to offer, it's going to open up a whole new world, basically. This is a new world. You are literally a rainbow bridge. Man, this is what's happening in the background. Many of you don't even know this. Surrender. Yeah. You've learned how to surrender to the will and to the power of divine timing. And for that, okay, you're getting ready to go into this. And remember, everything happens. It's not when we want it to happen right now. It's always, because if you're thinking about it as a divine matrix, is the wheels are turning energetically. Everything is happening energetically, okay, in the background. Things that we can't see in the metaphysical world, right? And so everything that we do, everything that we say is somehow taking shape or form. So when we learn how to surrender, sometimes we do too much. There's confirmation. My cat is playing with the ball. Okay. Sometimes we get in the habit of doing too much all the time, and we don't give God enough time in order to move in our lives. We want things here and now, and when we get them, sometimes it's not the right timing. Okay. And that's why separation occurs. Okay. Is because sometimes things are, there's more that needs to happen in the in between in order to prepare you for the real thing. Dang. I like that. Y'all like that? I like that. It came out. So for many of you, learning how to surrender. Yeah. Oh, wow. Hey. Okay. Yeah. Dust devil, moving out of stagnation. Yeah. This initiation, and it's got the wailing tree, reconciliation. So for many of you, this is about reconciliation from the past, reconciliation with your child, your disowned self. All right. That's how you're going to, this moving out of, when you learn how to surrender, that's when things is going to start transforming. That's when you're going to go through the crossing. That's when you're going to go through the initiation. When you learn how to surrender to divine timing and to let go with God's timing and go with God's flow, okay, then things will happen and you will move out of stagnation like a tsunami, okay? You got the dust devil, so this is stirring up all type of, this crossing, this initiation, okay, for many of you, is going to stir up, this spiritual awakening is going to stir up a lot of storms within you, okay? Because I want y'all to take a look at how these cards fell. You got the initiation, the crossing with the root girl. So this is a spiritual awakening where some of you are about to encounter your disowned self, your disowned child. You got the dust devil and the wailing tree. Y'all see that fire? Y'all see? Y'all, there's two, and then the root girl came out with the wailing tree. So for many of you, you are about to be reconciled with your disowned self, your abandoned self, your child. You are about to come home to yourself, your ego, all right? This also can talk about the death of an ego. All right, I feel a lot of fire. For some of you, you've had to travel. You've had to travel through the underworld. Okay, I get for many of you, if you're watching this pal, you could be a shaman, okay, a medicine man or a medicine woman. Okay, you could do a lot of traveling in the astral planes. For many of you, you're connected to the fae and the fairy folk. Okay, you have very ancient old lines of ancestors. Okay. But this reconciliation either means you have reconciled with your inner child through some sort of healing work, okay? And that has allowed you to move out of stagnation and go into this next crossing. And for many of you, you're about to come into a reconciliation with a divine counterpart, family member, or a friend. Whoever this is, it's potentially a soulmate, okay? Soulmates aren't just lovers, they're also family and friends and pets as well, all right? So, at the wailing tree of the disowned girl, that is where you're going to reconcile your pain. That is where you're going to learn to transmute that pain and acknowledge it. Okay. There are different ways in order for you to travel, or you could have a specialist, a spiritual guru who has this. Okay. Oh, we have refusal to call, dream thief. All right, so someone is refusing the call. There's something that you're being called to do, or you have a gift to do that you need to spend time doing, okay? If you have a gift, especially in the creative arts, okay, you need to, that's how a lot of people say you can't make your money that way, but that's because you've been told that. If you believe that you can make money and you don't have it, and you start to explore these opportunities, especially as something that you're good with, some sort of creative endeavor that you are really good at doing, you could potentially live your entire life out doing this without having to work a 9 to 5. All right. Some of you are scared to walk and do this because you don't know how you're going to pay your bills. But trust me, if you ask, you shall receive. And you have to understand, though, that everything is not always on your time, and it's not when you want it. When God gives you the inspiration, the idea, it may not come into fruition until months or years later, because there's some growing pains that you got to go through. There's some stuff that you got to learn. There's some things and people and places you got to cut loose. Remember, when you ask God for something, or when God gives you this inspiration that you wanted to take on this task or this project, you got to prepare yourself for it. And oftentimes, a lot of us are not ready or prepared for what we're asking for. And so God has to get us ready and prepared for him, because the last thing you want to do is being given a blessing and then you fumble it. Okay. Like, don't nobody want to go through that. Now that's how you learn. But if you go through a lot, okay, and you get an opportunity, you don't want to fumble the ball. So in doing that, you want to be prepared. So when we look at this in between, when we go through these spiritual deaths and old parts of us die and stuff, we look at it as not stuff. This isn't happening to us. It's happening for us to prepare us for what we're asking for. So learning how to go through this spiritual journey, okay, with an attitude of, okay, I'm going to look at this in a positive light. Okay, this is not, don't look at it as like, oh no, woe is unto me. No, we want to be able to take the aspects of what we're experiencing, the pain, the tribulation, the hurt, all of that we're going through, and we want to somehow use it to help become more resilient, to help us, push us one step further along the path. What we don't want is the things of life that we go through to tear us down, to break us down, and to get us to the point where we no longer care about anything, anyone, but ourselves. We still have to, I'm gonna leave it there. Oh no, that just came out, y'all. But yeah, sacred contract. Oh, there's a contract here that needs to be fulfilled. There is a contract that needs to be, either someone is getting a contract with someone, making a contract, someone is being offered a contract, or a contract is up for renewal with someone. Some of you have made a sacred contract with spirit, okay? And you're being asked to revisit the sacred contract because maybe there's something you're not fulfilling your end of the bargain here, okay? That fell out under the refusal of the call. So maybe it's time you go back and check to see what you have spoken to spirit about, and renew those vows. Okay, so for many of you, this could be a time of renewing vows, or getting back on the train of something you said you were going to do that maybe you've been neglectful in doing. Okay, so just like an unfinished symphony, we fall off. Okay, we fall off, but we renew that contract by getting back up and rededicating ourselves to the task, recommitting ourselves to what we said we were going to do, recommitting ourselves to the lifestyle we said we were going to lead, right? So, and having a beginner's mind in all of that, understanding that it's not one shoe fits all type of method. Okay, so be willing to be a student, a learner, and don't think you have the answers to everything. Okay, first breath. Okay, beginner's mind. Always have a question. Not all, it's okay to have the answers, but always be willing to ask questions. Okay, don't be afraid. All right, and the bottom of the deck is Will of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. All right, so there's things to be. For many of you, there are blessings hidden that you know nothing about because Spirit has hidden them from you because it's not yet the timing for you to receive them. You receive your blessings and the treasures as the time comes. It's like initiation. You go through one, you pass that test, you go through another test, you pass that test, and Spirit blesses you, okay? So there are many treasures hidden. Okay, you just got to be willing to look for them and pay attention. And that is it for this reading. Thank y'all, pile 3. If you stayed here for the entire 3 piles, I do appreciate it. So I'm gonna, you getting all the FaceTime, ain't you, handsome? All right, y'all, love, light, and peace until next time.